for storage unit. He's due for a
Yeah, just
storage
said one
unit.
person,
I
but I
called
guess
him
that would be
yesterday.
me, huh?
They didn't say nothing else. Yeah, you see it,
All right, it's 4:40. Let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. Let the records reflect that all members are present. Item number 1, request approval to reappoint Priscilla Marville and Gerald Prochet to the Gulf Park Bell River Consolidated Drainage District for each 2-year term.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, discuss funding sources for Bertrandville Drainage Canal Project, approximately $30,000.
Mr. Carter, so every project we do, we have to calculate parish labor to incorporate it in it. So we went and did a reevaluation this past week. And with the cost estimate that we came up with, it's approximately $30,000 in parish labor that would need to be provided to, fund the project. We just recalculated a little bit. It came out at about approximately 25,409. So there's a little bit of a reduction there. But as well as like the Maurice project, they allocated $40,000 in labor. We may need a 320 in a short section of it. A rental machine may be required also, but this is just the parish labor that it would take to do the job. Because according to Joseph's specification, what we're using, we have to actually haul the material off-site. So that's gonna require some dump trucks. And there's large trees that have fallen over that we're gonna have to hand cut and load them.
No money was allocated to this project last year when we approved it.
Not that.
No, sir, that was all, that was, when it goes, federal money cannot be used for
Not
parish
really.
labor.
I know that, but I thought
We did engineering.
That was
Only
only
engineering only.
We allocated for engineering.
Okay, so how much y'all need?
It'd be approximately 25,409 is what,
26.
Hmm?
26.
26,000.
Okay, take it out my drainage.
$26,000 on your drainage?
Take it out my drainage.
Yeah, you read much for the rest of the year, Bill. Can you do half of it or whatever? Gotta do all of it? Can't do half of it, gotta do all of it?
Let's allocate this whole thing for right now. I'll relook at it, but right now just take money out my drainage.
Engineering is paid for, right?
Yes.
So all we're waiting on is the labor cost, correct?
correct.
Motion to approve 26,000.
Before voting on the motion, I just want to make sure that we have somebody that looked at it to make sure that we're not gonna make it worse on the residents that already flood in that area by cleaning out the front section without the back section being done. I know we have another project coming for the back section. I just don't know how detrimental it's gonna be to clean out the front without cleaning out the back end.
I have no idea either, but I mean, I don't have any money to pay for somebody to go take a look at it. Pretty much using all my drainage just to fund this project.
Right, no, I understand. I just wanna, I think that's a legitimate concern that we need to investigate to see, because the residents there currently flooded. And if we put more water on them faster without cleaning the bottom end, and that doesn't mean we can't go clean a lot of the outfall. I'm just not sure how much we can improve before we have a negative impact on the existing problem that we have at the intersection of 402 and 403.
It's just gonna keep piling up.
It's gonna get there really fast. Yeah, but I was just telling you, our cost is where it would be. It would be beneficial to clean out the lower section first, because all of that water is gonna hit it.
Don't we have a timeline to use this money?
We're gonna make some.
Right. We have a timeline on the rental on the machine.
Yeah, we got a year run on the machine, but
No, I'm gonna go make some money.
Yeah, but we not going. I can't imagine they're gonna be able to do anything but grant an extension because, they had told us that if you've shown, progress in an attempt to start, that they would not.
Is there a section that benefits from that's flooding now that?
No, just that area from, I think that all that stuff drained from Jordan Mall or whatever. Jordan Mall is the street that's really flooding. And, another street that's over there, Michael Street. So we trying to fix all those problems.
Sure. Yeah, I just don't know, maybe a better option would be to sweep it all, but just maybe not as big. And then once the back is done, then you can come back and make the front.
and we may also have to go out for a larger servitude, because in the original plans, it was only 20 foot, which is not much. considering that the, footprint on the machine is about 14 foot. We don't have much working room. Now, we can do some of it with our own equipment. I'm gonna try to do as much as possible, with the 145. That way we reduce some of the costs.
You had equipment costs in here?
No, that's just labor, but I'm making you aware of it. And if our FECon unit becomes operational, it may be beneficial for us to actually use it to clean some of the spoil bank. Rather than dig it with the machine where we disturb dirt, we can cut the trees down with it.
Let's go take a look at it.
We did already, we know. I'm just telling you, we may be able to reduce some of the costs.
I'll second your motion to generate your drainage project for it.
Thank you.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, request approval to remove drainage project 95-085 and reallocate $4,875 to the Platteville Drainage District number 5.
Number 1. Should be.
Ward 1.
Yeah, Ward 1, right.
What
So, yeah.
project is it?
Yeah, well, basically, I put this on the agenda at the latter part of the year. Ms. Torres asked that we move it to the beginning of the year. I wanted to allocate my remaining balance of 2023 to go to the drainage district. And this is mainly because when we're able to finish the project of the Platteville Drainage Project, we always have to think about a plan B on how we can continue to maintenance that project. So I would like to have those funds allocated to the Platteville Drainage District. Thinking ahead of being able to do mitigation work as time goes on after the project has been completed.
What kind of funding they have in that, district now?
Like 23,000. Got like 23,000. And it's a millage, it's a drainage district that it does have a small millage. But, as one used to say, we're trying to help ourselves, so we will continue to do that.
Motion floor.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Mr. Ron, quick, didn't you also, discussed about 982, 981, the same issue, the first one? About that lucky hit outfall, you can do the same thing with that.
Yeah, I didn't see it it's not on the,
Well, okay.
okay, yeah. I mean, if the chair approves
Put it
it.
on next meeting.
What you wanna do with that one?
Well,
That one has no
he was in-
material allocation.
Yeah, he was in the Platteville drain, I mean, he
Oh, it's
was
a
with
labor-
the
okay, I'm sorry.
outfall and
It's-
lucky hit.
It's just a labor allocation.
It's
It's
just
a labor
It's
allocation.
a labor
They
allocation.
need money to really be transferred.
I got you.
is this
Just leave it
project
Just for
number?
if they're doing some jobs on it, that's to cover their.
Right,
labor.
but at the same time, he said, he's not gonna be able to complete that job. So, which, the Lucky Hit outfall is, in conjunction with the Platteville Drainage Project. Then they can allocate those funds and put those funds in the district. Put it to the Platteville Drainage District. That just would be, an extra $1,150.
This project number, is it 93?
The one on the agenda is incorrect. It's
Correct. The typo on the agenda.
93085.
Motion on the floor by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, request approval for culvert replacement at 4621 Saturday Drive, Ward 2.
60 foot of 15-inch culvert that's actually collapsed. The picture I showed you where it goes into the catch basin, it's actually rotted out. So we need 60 feet of 15-inch to get the water back to drain properly.
Total cost of $1,070.
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Blanchard,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, request approval for culvert replacement at 140 Pond Drive.
This one, that it has a collapsed culvert under the driveway. It is requiring 100 feet of 15-inch culvert in 1 T to make the problem correct.
Total cost of $2,120.
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Mathern, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, discuss an extension for Murray Canal.
I put that on there. The Murray Canal was, over the years condemned going north, which would be to Arsenal Farm. This is about maybe, I'd say about four tenths. It's part of the Maria Drainage District, always been, we pay taxes on it, because that's where I live. And, it's been condemned, the plate's been placed across it and no passage of water. If we remove that and redig, and include that in the Maria project.
It's just one section?
No, and then I have another on the far end where it stopped up. That's why the water's not getting out. This is all gravity drainage. And, it's gravity drainage. You need a large area to put the pressure when going through the where it's going in the bottom.
Jamie, it's actually extension of the project we're working on now. Instead of going south the way we're going towards the pumps on the Constant, it would go north 1,500 feet from Oakley Plantation going to the Austin's property. Now we require right of ways, and that was part of Joseph Engineering. The project wasn't initially supposed to go that far, but that was, so Joseph didn't include it in his engineering, I don't think.
It was originally.
Yeah, I mean, not with Mr. Johnson's original plans, I don't think it was.
Well, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm talking about the project we haven't, that we're doing right now.
I know. but
Yes, sir.
I wanted
Originally,
to
yes, that
include
canal was
that
done
as
over
part
100 years
of the
ago, yes.
Maria drainage.
Yes.
And we still don't have a
Exclude-
copy of the plan, the original plan, so.
Yeah. So, put it back and then, it's so much there that's it's improper,
This project, are we gonna, do this in-house?
If we continue it in-house, we're gonna have to figure out the $40,000 of labor that was allocated. We
If we
may
have
have
enough
talking
labor.
about it, if we have some additional labor that's available. If not, we're gonna have to bring it back to the table and allocate some more drainage labor
Yeah.
to complete the project.
The project's in progress right now.
Right.
So we don't know exactly how we gonna finish and what labor we're gonna have left, so we have to complete the project and see if we have to come back to the table for more labor.
But isn't there a portion of that project where we allocated, I think $1 million of Go Mason funds to go ahead and continue that project to it? Well,
But we're doing it in-house.
You can't
not
pay
all
it.
of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is all of it's
Yeah.
going
We're doing that whole project
We
in-house.
did almost the whole project in-house already.
Yes.
So
This
that
one's
means
for
we
the
gotta
digging
come up with a
Yeah,
local
we're
fund.
digging
So now
for
you
it.
gotta come back with the local funding. You can't pay to go private.
We're at about 9,000 feet right now, and we still have another 1,500 feet to go. I mean, 9,500 feet, actually, pretty close.
So they'll tally up that number, and then if they double it, they'll see where they are.
And figure out where we are with the labor, and may have to come back to the board.
Do y'all know where y'all at now with the labor cost?
No, we're gonna have to calculate it. I have a project book that I issue to the operator, but I'll have to go back and calculate his hours that's currently on the project and then multiply and put the numbers to it.
Is it possible that you're there, is to clean out the area that I told you, the outfall?
Yes, sir. We have to check with the landowners to make
Yeah.
sure, because, that canal, as long as they give us the right-of-way agreements, because everything has to be,
That's where it stopped up.
yes, sir.
We don't even
By
know
going
what
to
should
the
go over that.
Bible, so you can do all you want ahead of it, it's not done yet.
We have to do some
Going to
research.
Supreme too, through Supreme to the.
That's a different issue.
No, but it is, it's part of that same process.
Yes, sir, but that's an engineering question.
I
And, I know that the sugar mill is now on top of that canal, it has some land and all that, so that's an engineering
I
question.
remember, that's where I grew up. I
Yes,
know,
sir.
they had open canals.
If we open up this section that you're talking about, Mr. Charles, will we have to continue to open up by Supreme?
Yes, that's a whole different issue. He's
Two
trying,
different.
this first project is going north, coming back towards
Yeah,
the
yeah,
oil mill.
that's
Then he's
the-
talking about taking that water, instead of coming to the bayou, going south to the Himalaya Canal, going across Highway 1010, going Lake Barrett.
Mhm.
Right now, that water's being pumped out.
Even
being
George
forced
is
right
Yes,
bad.
correct.
I heard it,
Yes.
because, the water's not getting to the back. It's all staying up.
Do we need a motion for that or what?
On this project, would that, alleviate the need for the pumping station?
Probably so, because
Am
it's
I right?
gravity drainage. Gravity drainage, if it's proper and it's clean, it's gonna flow, everything's gonna flow, and the more rain you get, the more you open up. Bottle of Foods was formed that way. It wasn't dug, and it stays clean as long as it's open. And that's what's wrong, all this is closed up too much. And that's why I would like to get all the information I can on those projects, that area. And, that's what I would like to get CJ Sabwa, they have all the maps. And they've worked this area for some time, maybe 30, 40 years, I don't know.
Well, he's currently under contract for this project.
Good, so I would like to get with him and get the drawings, everything, pictures, and what's to be done, what's the best way. to open this all up.
Sure, if there's an option that we can eliminate the pumping station and gravity drain the area
Yeah.
and increase the
That's what-
longevity of the project, but
The
But he's
gravity
currently under
drainage
the pro-
will clean itself if it's all open and maintained. I've seen it.
So the
It was there
additional portion
before.
of that project is not allocated in the $40,000, so we'd have to come back and get drainage money unless
Yeah,
it
you're
went
talking
under
about,
contract.
Ron, you're talking about a big project.
Yeah, absolutely.
I understand that, but as far as for the engineering side of it.
Right.
He's
Right
already.
now, the engineering side, it includes the pumping station. If we can eliminate the pumping station and go to gravity drainage, it'd be much better for
That's
us.
what it was originally, gravity drainage, all of that, it didn't flood.
Didn't they put that pump in 30, 40 years ago?
2000.
Yeah, 23 years ago.
23 years ago, and they designed that.
So anybody has the plans?
That's what I
From
want to
Joseph?
do, and I want.
No, that's what I said, nobody has a copy of the plan.
No, that's not something we have.
So let's request a set of plans from Joseph to see where he's at on it.
Let's see, so I'd like to meet with them and see what's proposed and where we headed now and what should be done. And I would like to have your permission to do that.
Well, you can meet with him now because he's under contract for that project.
I'm going to see. I'll get all that, and I want a cost estimate of everything that he's gonna propose, and I'll come back.
So there was a cost estimate provided, November 6, 2023. That was when we split the project from our rates. It came out at a little over $1 million.
If it's just sweeping, cleaning ditches, I don't think we need to get him to engineer. We can
Right,
do
but-
that.
Right, but he's got the bar screens and everything
Of that
included.
total, how much was affiliated with the pump?
Probably about 400,000,
Right, so I think we could probably dig the outfall for 400,000 if we
right?
need to, if we can eliminate the pumps.
Wouldn't be that much like that for.
But I'd say just follow up with Sidewalk since he's already
We
under
have a
contract
few
for
of
that
them,
project.
that one there is mainly for the Mari. And then the other one would be the Supreme, that's the second.
But didn't he propose to install the pumps years ago?
Yes.
23 years ago?
Supreme
Whenever Supreme shut down, that
That's
canal
when
was
they
filled
blocked
in.
up. Yeah,
That's why, when it was open, it was maintained, it was, the
yeah,
water
it
was
was being
getting out.
maintained, that's the difference. And when they left, everything shut off. So that's why they didn't come up with the pump, that's why they come up with the pumping system.
They blocked the gravity drainage.
Right.
Exactly, that's what he's saying.
Because it went down the levee and it took a right through the sugar mill. That's the way it used to go.
Yeah, all the ditches are gone.
Oh,
But they gone,
and
they real
Mount Lawrence,
shallow.
yeah. Mount Lawrence, the edge of Goshen Road.
Right.
All that was going, but no longer. That has to be opened up.
Makes sense.
Now, what he's got, the pump station at Oakley and LA 400, he's got 80,000 in there. Some mobilization fees and stuff also. So there's some additional stuff in there.
Let's request the plans from Joseph and let's see what he has
Yeah.
proposed for that project.
Talk with us.
All right.
And that's also for the back Mari. That's what I'm looking, at, the whole area, not just there.
Item number 7, request of approval for DOTD to change out the culvert at 3555 Highway 1, Ward 4.
There's a smashed culvert under LA 1 and it's terrible. They keep adding blacktop on top, the water's not getting out, and, it's been like that. It's been reviewed before, the police bureau, but you can't even see what the culvert is now. But they keep adding blacktop, they know it's destroyed under the pipe, but you have to change it. And every time a truck hits that, I live there. Well, actually, Patrick Johnson was next door. He was living in my grandpa's old house. But he wasn't there to hear it at night when these trucks were hitting this. And it looked like a truck of 18 wheels coming through your house.
Did you notify,
No, they know it's there. So now I'm requesting that they change the cover and fix it.
Paul, can you send in that request tomorrow, please?
I'll talk to Mr. Aaron Ellisar with the state.
So if you could, Paul, he mentioned that, there's a possibility of LA 1 getting funded for the
Reserves.
resurfacing.
Okay.
And I don't know if this crossing would be on that list. I'm sure they're gonna change cross culverts whenever they.
I'll touch
really
base
want-
with him tomorrow and see.
Even if you more run, it would probably be a hell of a lot
North.
cheaper.
So where they stopped it, in Ladderville.
You would disturb the highway just to repair, it, just fix it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this falls in that area or not.
The same size, though.
Will we get more attention if we send a formal letter from
from the parish?
from the parish? Will we get more attention or, Mr. Paul, do
We
you
can do
think you
both.
have the
We can do
relationship?
both.
You
We can
can
do
do
both.
both?
We can do
All
both.
right,
We can do
that's, okay,
Both avenues.
okay, all right, good deal.
So we're gonna send a letter from the parish requesting the culvert to be changed out as well.
Cause I know that was a bad culvert right up here by, the Canal Road. It was backing up. You remember that, Mike?
This one right here still bad. They still got
Yeah.
it over
They don't
there.
even
Before you,
come look at it.
we sent that letter and it was on it, like it was emergency.
Oh, they weren't on it that fast.
Yeah, it was on
Uh-uh.
it. It turned
I pass
around
there
quick
every
to
day. They
me.
weren't on it that fast.
It turned around quick, very quick.
Yeah.
Right. Item number 8, request approval to check out outfalls from Crochet Canal to 398 Bridge, Ward 4.
Yes, we're looking at some of these now, I'll talk to you all about them, but I would like a map of all this, that's why I requested it, I'm gonna get that from Southwide Engineer, I guess they have. But I wanna know where all, even the small ones are going. You know, where are they located? Cause a lot of them are covered up now. You know they're there.
All right,
All right.
so we're gonna request that from Mr. Salva as well.
Wait. We're requesting information. He's not under retainer, so it's gonna end up costing us something for trying to get information.
But if
So,
we getting,
He
if
should
we
have this
requesting
already.
documents we've already paid for,
Yes.
that should be
so,
done.
okay.
Yes,
we
he should
already
have
paid
this
If we
already.
already paid, that's
Yes.
different, that's
Yes.
different. That's
He
different.
should have all of this already.
Yes, you know, share it, but
Okay.
I mean, if we're not authorizing to design anything
Okay,
new.
all right, okay.
And he did state that in a meeting that he would provide us with that information.
Okay, good enough, good enough.
Item number 9, request approval for culvert replacement at 104 Walker Lane, Ward 6.
Yes, that's a 12-inch culvert, that's damaged, it's a driveway, viable project.
Total cost of $345. Motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10, request approval for $3,000 for a pump replacement at 248 South Bay Road, Ward 9.
Correct.
It should be Ward 8.
It is on,
It is on this, but not on the.
Motion.
Yeah, that's a viable project, that drains about 7 households.
Motion, that'd be a total cost of $3,000. Motion by Mr. Mathern. Second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, what ward is it? Is it
Ward 8.
eight?
Ward
Okay.
8.
Get charges to Ward 9 if my.
At the end of the year, Blue.
You gonna have that?
Item number 11,
At the end of the
discuss
year.
Verta Street drainage, Ward 9.
Yeah.
At the last page, we went there Monday and assessed the issue. And I talked with Mr. Modern, and he's 200 feet of 15-inch culverts, 5 T, 12 couplers, the concrete driveway. Total price $7,150.
Yeah, they did have a lot of trouble, they have with that falling people's home because it's cloud, that needs to be changed.
All right, that's not the only problem down there. I went to look at it as well.
Yeah, more
There's
problem.
actually, and he's right, there's actually 12-inch culverts at the back of the street, but we're trying to take this problem first, and both side of the right side needs to be
They
replaced.
never used to do that, they just started that.
Whenever the parish goes out there and install these culverts, Paul, have them shoot the elevation on, 'em, shoot the grade, because you could go down there in Verta Street, got high lows in the culvert.
Actually, if you go to the end of that wooden fence, that first driveway, all that water goes to the front. I shot the elevation Monday. There's a fall all the way to the front. So you're right, there's
There's a
Yeah,
hump
yeah,
there.
It's a hump
yeah.
there.
High low.
It's like a
That's correct.
high
High
low, yeah.
Probably about the second driveway.
If you shoot the bottom of the ditch at the levee, and you shoot the front of the road, the first culvert, you should have enough slope. Shoot it to see what it is.
Yeah.
It should flow to the back.
should flow to the back. But not with the installation of this new pump in the front that he's working on, we put that temporary pump, that'll alleviate a lot of those problems too in that front section.
But if the culverts was set correctly, you may not need the pumping.
Yeah, it's just gonna take,
Okay.
like I
It's
told
a
him,
whole nother pumping station that we can eliminate.
It's gonna take some money to get
Eliminate
it
that,
off.
but we still got this,
Set the culverts correct.
yeah, send codes.
I mean, even if it's a whole street, come and do the whole street, set them correct.
I'm doing right now, 20 feet. Motion.
Total cost of $7,150. I just don't want to waste any money.
No, wait, it's a good chain, broken,
Set them right.
broken.
Motion by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Motion to adjourn?
Hold on, Dave.
All right,
You got 2 deviations on this sheet. You got this sheet in front of
Should be at the bottom.
Yep, okay, I'm sorry. I'm on all those.
you? That's it.
2 deviations It's a request, pump rental in Ward 8 and Ward 9. Huh?
Motion.
Motion to deviate, huh?
Yeah.
Motion to deviate by Mr. McLaren,
Another job. Motion to deviate.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? This is for 2 pump rentals in locations where we have some pumps that are down right now, correct?
Pumps are being repaired,
Pumps are being repaired, so this is just a replacement for,
temporary fix.
Temporary.
For the-
how long y'all think before these pumps are repaired?
Well, we evaluating the motor, the electric motor problem issue. We may have to purchase another one. Once that, if we have to buy a new one,
For what location is that?
that's for Davis North Bay Road. You may be looking at about, 3 weeks, depending on if we have to buy a new electric motor or repair one. He's evaluating it right now. It's already at their place.
So they have.
David
Yeah.
North
So
Bay,
it's $2,900
Ward
per month, $2,900 per month,
Yes,
Yes.
2,800 a month.
right?
And actually, it's not a 5 and 2, it's a 28-day rental. So you actually get a week longer if you were doing a 5 and 2
So
somewhere.
we gotta push the pump, we gotta put a pump on the pump soon.
HOLE.
Right, well, I provided you guys with a list. It was previously asked, when was the lead time? For our current units that are out. So I requested email, and there it is, it tells you exactly what our lead times are. It's a separate paper, Leroy.
Right.
You got a location for the Ward 9 one? So I can put it in the
70
project,
inverters.
Street.
70 inverter?
Yeah, so how,
Before we vote, any public comment? First call, second call, third call? Let the record reflect there is no public comment. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn
so move.
by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Oh, We'll pump out that car, they just buy.
The money we got allocated to.
We buying one. 60 grand. Fully landed.
We're gonna call to order the 5:10 Finance Committee meeting. Let the record reflect all members are present except for Mr. Nakam. Item 1, request approval to pay list of bills submitted through January 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Move by Mr. Alcorn, second. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Review budget comparison statements for major funds for December 23.
This is just a line item for auditing purposes. There are no budget comparison statements because we approved final amended budgets for December last year. So just to, move on. No
No
action,
action.
no action.
Request approval for floodplain manager to attend LFMA Annual Conference, April 17th to 19th, 2024 in Lafayette. Approximate cost $800.
Justin's not here tonight because he had some sicknesses in the family, but he did request that this item be, considered.
So
So,
moved.
second.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss scheduling of Ag Center repairs and consider approval of a reduced rate for Ag Center rental for Assumption High FFA.
Okay, it's kind of a twofold item here. Been working with Brian and Paul, and I think they ready to start the construction process. But yet we have people that are interested in renting and they want to reduce rate, but if we go into construction, then that's irrelevant. So we just need some feedback as to, y'all
Right
want,
after construction.
we gotta do the construction.
Yeah, right after construction, do anything after.
So what I did was I went on our calendar, saw what the scheduled events were. After April the 5th, we had no events scheduled. And the contractor stays possibly a month of, construction before completion. So we had nothing in the schedule, but now it looks like that.
They're asking for a date in mid-April to rent the
Right.
facility.
But I think we need to
Yeah,
perform our
we gotta
construction and
fix
get
it.
it done. And
We
then they can
gotta finish it.
reschedule it.
We can't wait, they can't start working and stop.
Right, and we're also gonna have
Yeah.
material storage costs in there if we keep extending it, because we're gonna buy the materials now at this cost, it could go up, and we don't wanna incur that. So we're gonna purchase it now.
Finish the project first, then we. Anything else?
Your phone will do, Howard.
What's
So,
I guess the negative of putting it off further if we push.
We just incur some costs for material storage.
As far as the
and-
water damage in the building there.
Well, the
Continue to get
building,
worse day to day.
yeah, I mean, it's getting worse day to day.
And
But-
not to mention, if the construction is delayed and they have this event, then there's no restrooms.
That's correct.
That's correct, we have to rent portlets.
Portlets, and they're not gonna wanna pay
So
for it,
the
so we're gonna have to.
additional cost
incur
there
that
also.
cost.
We cannot utilize the women's bathroom right now.
Right now?
Right now, it is condemned,
It's condemned.
so we are renting.
I make a motion that we go on and get the repairs done, starting, early April, like we had planned.
Right.
All right, so are we gonna, just ask them to either move their event ahead of the April 5th construction date or delay it till after, say, May 15th or?
Whatever they would prefer.
Mhm.
All right, so motion on the floor by Mr. Carter, to continue pace of and have our contractor begin, April 5th.
Motion second.
Second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Alright.
Opposed?
Okay, so if they reschedule their event before or after, then we have to consider the fee. They want it for free. No.
And also just remember, after, we can use our own facility, before we gotta rent units. So.
We
I
did
don't-
last year.
Last year, we, I think it was half price. Little or no cost is what she's requesting. The only concern is if we put a date on it and say May 15th, what if the construction's not finished?
Right.
And then she's planned for this.
Well, then we'll just have to have the temporary facilities. We'll have to rent
This
this.
construction would
We
affect,
just don't wanna have construction.
Construction can still be going
this
on.
Yeah.
construction would affect the concession stands and the male bathrooms also. Right now, just the female bathrooms are condemned. If we go to construction, they won't be able to use the
Either one,
cooking,
the facility at all.
facility at all to grab food. Gonna throw a whole different monkey wrench into that plan.
Our contractor has a timeline for completing it?
That's what I mentioned earlier, he said approximately a month, but of course, there can be changes when
due to the weather,
weather
60 to
extensions,
90
anything.
days, shut it down.
Material delays, but we're trying to get ahead of that.
50%, half off. Half off.
I make a motion to decide to use this facility before April 5th date. We give them the same rate they had last year, 50%. Reduce costs.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Carter. second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor? Opposed?
Ron, try to get that completion date in writing if you could.
If they can't have it,
I'll try to get both.
before,
That way it'll push them to.
let's see, how far they can push it back to allow us some time. after
Grace
construction.
period.
And I mean, I can also bring you Leroy and try to figure out, even if we do decide to let them have it, the material cost for storage and see where we at with it. You know,
Okay. Request approval of substantial completion for courthouse roof replacement and authorize president to sign.
it's just a formality. We had to do some substantial completion forms. The roof is completely done. I have it here in the packet for the president to sign once.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern. We have a second? Second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval and authorize the president to execute on behalf of vendor an active cash sale for 144 Oakville Street, Belrose, undivided adjudicated interest to purchaser Carl Franklin.
I ask that this be added to the agenda, gentlemen. For some reason, only an undivided interest of this property was adjudicated to the parish. Mr. Franklin has been paying the taxes on the other and is the undivided interest owner of that remaining 80%. His attorney reached out to me, provided an appraisal, which has been adjusted for this particular sale. So that's all that does is confirm that he will be the 100% owner of the property. So we're recommending approval so that way you can execute the active cash sale.
Motion.
Mr. Franklin's here. Do you have anything you want to?
No, just to confirm what the attorney just said, I've had that property under my supervision for the last 5 and 6 years. I've maintained it for its grass cutting and upkeep, paid the taxes, done everything on it. And I later found out after purchasing that 20% of it was adjudicated to the parish. I did not know that when I originally purchased it. And now we're trying to get a clear title, which the attorney has done. It's just that now we need that other 20%. I guess that needs to be
And he
added.
cleared title, he quieted title on his other side, which again was the only thing that really needed to be done. We didn't even necessarily know that we had the 20% interest
Right.
until we were notified. So this is just a housekeeping issue that we're gonna try to take care of for Mr. Franklin.
And the $1,500 is.
Correct, exactly. And he'll provide, we're gonna do the signatures, provide him with the documentation. He'll give us certified funds for the 1,500, and then his attorney will file it at the courthouse.
I just have one question. That 20% that I would have to pay would be the 1,500. That's pretty much locked in stone.
It is, and like I said to Felix, the issue we have is we have to take it on appraised value. So the marketing analysis that was provided, that number came down to 1,500, so we can't take anything less than that, unfortunately. So I do appreciate the question, but we're kind of locked in with that figure.
Okay,
All right.
that's what I need.
Unless you want to pay more.
Huh?
Unless you want to pay more.
No, unfortunately, I'm not in your financial status. But anyway, thank you.
You listen around too much.
Good compliment.
I do.
Oh, Mr. Mathern made the motion.
I second.
I don't know.
You're not on the committee.
I second.
Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion adjourned.
Motion.
Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
5:19, we'll get the personnel committee meeting started. All members are present except for Mr. Nakane. Item number 1, request approval to appoint Carol T. Oakland to replace T.J. Blanchard on the Library Board of Control.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Sponville,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item number 2, request approval to reappoint Mr. Ray Nicholas to the South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item number 3, request approval to hire operator and/or carpenter.
Yes, sir. I put that on the agenda. I've got a individual that I did a pre-interview on, and he has a Class A CDL and he has carpentry experience. He remodels houses, and I had a long discussion with him, and I told him I wanted him specifically to build catch basins, and he said he was good with that. I told him he'd be on a 2-month probationary period. If he didn't complete that assignment that I gave him, we discussed his employment in the future, but he's willing to come to work for the parish and do that. So I'm just asking if I can hire him.
Cool.
I haven't, it's not I hadn't had I didn't come yet with the salary or with I didn't go through the complete, process yet for, employment, but I'm just asking if I can hire him and bring him on board.
Yeah.
What kind of operator experience he has, Paul?
He's worked for the parish before. He can run excavator. He can load trucks and he can run a boom tractor and a bush hog, and he's got a Class A CDL, so he'll be a benefit, but his priority job would be to build catch basins. And he said he's willing to step on the ground and start building them. He remodels, he's a carpenter, he remodels houses, he remodels, trailers. He knows him well, and he speaks high level, so we're gonna give him a try, Jamie. All I can
Just
do
on
is
the
try.
operator side, he just need a little seat time.
Correct. But I'm using him as a building catch, that's the priority. We got catch basin built, yes, sir.
All right, motion,
Motion by Mr. Pondell,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
aye,
Any nays? Motion passed.
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Pondell,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Meeting adjourned.
It's 5:25. We'll go ahead and get started with the, Road and Bridge Committee meeting. Let the record reflect that all, committee members are present. We only have one item on the agenda. Request approval for speed bump installations on applications submitted for May Street, Ward 1, Rudy de Beauville, Ward 1, and Lakeview Street, Ward 9.
I spoke with
If you look in your packet, Justin did provide, under R1, that all streets, all of the above streets are they qualify. So we're just looking for a motion to go ahead and accept the streets.
I spoke with Justin today, Mr. Chair, and he had asked to table this. Not sure why, but if everybody is good with it, we have the signatures. I'm good with approving it tonight.
Yeah. Motion on the floor.
Okay, got a motion by Mr. Mathern, got a second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, ayes have it, motion passed.
Okay, the only item next is when conversation with Justin, he had said if y'all wanted to table it, but
Okay.
it was ready to go. The only thing is, part of the ordinance, once he got this approval from the jury, the next step was normally to go to Joseph under parish retainer to plat, to, lay them out.
Lay it out.
So here we are, he needs some
Alright,
direction
so
as to where.
let me just put this out there. We should be able to lay this out ourselves from previous, curbs. I mean, it's not rocket science to do this.
Sometimes the engineer stuff, speed bumps, and we gotta go back and move it out.
So we should be able to lay this out ourselves.
I did that, but,
Can we do that? Do we have the manpower to do that?
That would just.
But it's your
Who's
ward.
putting them down? Who you think is putting them down? Okay.
But,
And we're gonna tell them what we wanted at.
no, you can't tell him what you want, you gotta
Yeah,
follow,
go
you gotta follow. the
Well,
order.
to a certain extent.
Yeah, you gotta follow the
Yeah,
order.
certain extent.
250 feet from
250
stop
feet,
sign,
right, from
something
a
like
stop
that, you gotta have barrier signs out. I'll get with Justin. It's not that hard to go out there with a ruler. and
Okay, just
measure.
wanna know.
Justin's been the one marking them.
Bunker, yeah.
Sometimes we gotta move them.
I think we need to get an engineer involved in this.
Well, we're gonna pass the first step tonight. And, motion to adjourn this committee meeting. Got a motion by Mr. Ponville and a second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Call to order. All members are present except for Mr. Nakhan. Item 1, update on project status and funding sources by GIS Engineering.
He's not here.
Yeah, I got with Mr. Lusky today, and he's in Washington DC for DC Mardi Gras.
Yeah, if you need an update, I can do it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry, didn't see you.
It's all good, it's all good. Kevin Desarm with GIS Engineering. So yeah, I got with Jacob and kind of got on the status of where we're at with everything. So the Constant Canal project, we sent our contract, I believe y'all have sent our contract over to OCD for a review. So once that gets back, we'll get that underway. In the meantime, I think there was a extension letter that had to go to them, but I think that's all getting processed. So I
The
think
extension was granted.
okay.
He updated me today.
Okay, good. I know it was sent this morning to y'all, and then I think you just had to forward it to them. Good deal. So we'll get started on that and we'll do the HH model, get that going. On the other project, the MSA for us to provide engineering, construction admin services and project rep. We are ready to go. We had an internal meeting, got everything resourced and planned out. We just need the drawings and plans from Joseph, and we'll get going on that.
Did y'all send in a request for the plans yet?
We've been dealing with Brian.
I have multiple times.
Yeah, so we've been trying not to go directly, kind of let y'all be the middleman on that, just smooth.
More than
How
one.
long has it been, Ron?
What, 2 days since I sent the last request?
First request.
Initial
request.
After the meeting?
This is the project that we were advised that we were given the day before the meeting,
That's correct.
at last meeting. And Brian followed up with him that next day and requested a copy of the transmitter to see who signed for him here. But they were not delivered to us, so Brian asked him to give us the plan so that we can move forward.
More than once.
So how are we gonna address this as a jury?
Can we put a
Mr. Calabro?
formal letter in writing requesting the
Question.
documents? We just put a formal letter in writing?
They don't listen to me. They might listen to you.
Just ask and put it back on the agenda for the next meeting.
In the meantime, I'll send a request to him to ask him to follow up with Mr. Blankenship's request.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Request approval for CJ Salvar Consulting Engineers to assist with providing information for the Land and Water Conservation Grant for improvements to DePatie Park in the amount of $1,000 and identify funding source.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I put this on the agenda. Y'all all know I'm broke. I think Mr. Carter may help me out. And I have CJ Savoy, a part of this because he, when this first, initiated with Megan, trying to fill out the grant application and certain requirements that were needed from land and water conservation. There's some additional information that we need, him not being on retainer. So now, I asked Mr. Carter, can I borrow $1,000? I don't know when I'm gonna be able to pay him back, but I will. But I'd like to request approval for this.
I grant you $1,000 out of Ward 6.
Because he ain't never gonna pay you back. Just give it.
He might need some drainage money, man. He might need some
Different
drainage.
funds.
No, she said I'm out. That's what she said.
He's really out. He's out for the next 3 years almost.
But what I did, Myron,
I'm paying, go move on.
move.
All right.
Motion, I got a motion on the floor.
We got a motion to approve CJ Salvar to assist in providing information for Land and Water Conservation Grant, in the amount of $1,000 and the funding source to come
The
from
only
Ward
thing
6 Recreation.
I wanna say before we vote on this is that he's not providing us with the information that we need now, Ron.
Oh, no, we gotta get this in. It got to go in. I gotta have it. The deadline is April 1st. We are just about there. This is a conjunction not with just him. This is also, South Central Planning, that is the grant, who is really, at the forefront, along with our grants coordinator, that's really pushing this, along with Land and Water, Ms. Suzanne Sims too as well. So, no, we're not playing around with this. This
Is
has to
there-
go.
Is Salvar currently under contract for the
No, sir,
improvements
he
of
has
the
no
DePatie Park?
he has no contract for
Okay.
that. He has no contract. When all this initially started, again, he was, doing this under the retainer, under the previous retainer where he was helping and providing information to Megan, also working along with all the other entities to try to move this forward. If you saw the email that was sent to you, that Melissa sent, that she got the CEA for the 600,000, all those, with the recreation trail grants, the land and water conservation and the grant, all this is tied in together as one. So we got to have this information to go forward. We got to have, it. So
This
we
is
can't move
information that
forward.
we paid for already through the retainer.
No,
We should
no,
have.
this is additional, dog.
No, it was a
No.
meets and bounds that he provided, but they came back and they needed
They
more
needed more information.
information
Yeah.
surrounding.
Yeah,
But
so-
my question to you is, did you get that $1,000? Is that a valid estimate? 'Cause
Yeah, that's what
We need to
I-
actually
authorize
need it
a
in writing.
contract in that amount.
Okay, not a problem. Not a problem.
So I need.
So request approval to authorize a
And-
contract with CJ Savoy
And
for
funding.
$1,000, and the money will come from Ward 6 Drainage, Recreation District, to provide the information for the Land and Water Conservation Grant.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn.
He's not on the committee.
No, I'm not
I'm
on it
sorry.
no more. I'm not on it.
Someone like to make the motion on his behalf?
No?
All right.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
How you gonna pay for your life on here?
Don't worry about that. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way.
Pay for everything.
Don't worry, I'm gonna find a way. I'm good like that.
All right.
Just give me a minute.
can you get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor?
No.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Request approval of an extension for the Conscient Canal project. So, due to the time constraints, we had to send in that approval, the request for the approval, and they got back to us rather quickly. So the extension has been approved.
Ratified.
Motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Ponder, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Update from the grants coordinator?
Good afternoon. Few updates. We received a Keep Louisiana Beautiful trash receptacle grant, which we're getting 10 trash receptacles for Grant Park, 4 at Attakapaw, and 2 at Veterans Park, the canoe and kayak launches. I put the MOU that I received today, gave y'all each a copy that need y'all to review, and it needs to be, I need y'all to authorize for the president to sign it.
And the reason why that you're just getting this last minute is she just received it today and they need it back prior to our next meeting. So if we wait, we're.
Motion.
Sorry.
So nice trash.
Got a motion to accept,
Second.
to enter into the memorandum of understanding by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item.
We received the executed line item appropriation CEA for Gilbert Dupatti Park. The CEA expires June 30th of 24. However, we cannot move forward with anything yet because the budget for engineering and construction was prorated between the 3 funding sources, the LIA, LWCF, and RTG, and we have not received the CEAs for LWCF and RTG.
You won't receive that. We're gonna ask, I'm gonna ask Chad Brown to, Representative Chad Brown to give us that extension. Land water, that comes out in April, and RTG comes out in July. So though we won't know if we're gonna get those other funding sources until the award comes out in those timeframes, okay? So yes, we're gonna be at a standstill. That's why we're trying to finish up the application for land and water. The application has already been submitted for the recreational trails grant, but they don't give the award letter until June or July. So yes, it's gonna be after that June 30th deadline, so I'm on it.
So we need to, authorization to request an extension.
I'm not on the committee.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz to request an extension for, this line item appropriation, correct?
Yeah.
Line item appropriation for DePatie Park. There's a second? Second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item.
Water sector program. It is to our understanding that the extension to have plans and specs submitted to DEQ expired on January 14th. Infinity informed me after hours yesterday that they were not aware of the water sector requirements. I sent an email to our state contact on the procedure to request another extension. TAP projects, the Highway 1 and Highway 308 sidewalks, Bell Rose, and Highway 403 sidewalks. Paperwork has been received and is acceptable acceptable for the program, they will notify us once a consultant is assigned to the projects, at which point the kickoff pre-design meeting can be scheduled. This afternoon, we received the executed CEA for Shell Beach capital outlay. I've requested a contract for the title opinion from the, lowest quote, which was, Brennan Arbor. He also did the, Pottenville drainage.
Good.
So as a, just on that Shell Beach, once we receive that title opinion back, we'll send that and a copy of the CEA to CPRA. CPRA is waiting on that to generate their CEA to put the matching funds up for the capital outlay project.
And last one, LAGAP and CWEF applications are due February 29th. BJ with Assumption Parish Waterworks requested that the CWEF application be submitted for rehab of the Assumption Parish Waterworks elevated water storage tanks, which I'll put that on the next agenda. Just wanted to let y'all know that's what he wants to do. And I believe Paul and Brian had talked about getting some trucks.
Great.
And that's it.
Question, did you reach out to Mr. James Lee with capital outlay to see if he reviewed everything? To see if we ready to move forward? I mean, he has everything. Did he email you back?
No, Melissa had contacted him. I think she spoke to him yesterday. Or the day before.
He didn't say where he was,
I think it's still in process.
that he's reviewing,
Yeah, they
Okay.
said anywhere from 12 to 16 weeks.
that he's reviewing? All right.
What about the fire hydrants? Any updates on it?
Anything
Fire
related with the fire
hydrants.
hydrant?
What's the latest?
No, that was another direct allocation of CEA money, 500,000. I don't know.
The last we conversed, you were gonna
You were
speak
gonna
with
get
Mr.
with
Price.
Not with
Price.
that one, oh.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh,
Because what we would like to do is to get cleared with the funding agent so that we can just get the hydrants to the waterworks and say,
And close the project so
Install
that
and close
we
it
can
out.
get it off the books.
They're all in DC right now. Okay, all right.
You don't have to go to LSC.
No, I should have went.
All right,
Thank
that's
you.
it for grants coordinator. Thank you. Update on the Ag Center roof project. We'll hold that for later in the meeting. Update on the Tacopah Landing project. I guess the only update I can give for now is, I spoke to the attorney today, regarding the project, and we're awaiting alternate designs from, third-party
Should have
engineer.
been the cameras there, they started putting the cameras up.
And, the pay station, someone mentioned to me that the pay station, the cash wasn't working, but the
Wasn't working, but we got emails today that
We
they're
got an
sending a
email.
whole nother cash box
The-
to swap it out and send out.
Yeah.
Dollar validate or something like that?
But their first excuse was their whole system was down, but
Yeah.
how can it
and
be a
then-
computer
then
glitch when the card works and
The
not the
feed
cash?
for the cash wasn't
Yes.
working, so they're gonna change that.
How is it going out there right now as far as payment and?
Well, we
people not
can't
paying?
really hold anybody liable because the machine's not
Take
working.
cash. You're taking card, not cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
I launched there 3 times this week. It took a long.
Took your money?
Took his money.
Cash?
Hard.
Card.
No, it's taking card.
It's
Yeah.
taking card.
Cash.
So at the end of the month, something comes straight to the parish of what?
No, we have a website where we can go and we can check every day
Every day.
to see if there's cash or not. Obviously, if there's credit card, we don't need to make a run, but if there's cash, we're gonna make a run. We're definitely gonna make a run on Fridays and Mondays, especially on the busy season, but we're gonna follow that app. And
What's the service fee on it? What is charging back to the customer? $3, $2?
oh, not that
No,
much.
Not that much?
I don't think
What
it's
it is
that
to
much.
launch?
Fine.
5?
Yeah.
Okay, so they, couple of pennies, okay.
And I can tell you it's cheap,
It's
because
cheap.
I launched in Bayou Black and it was $13 for one launch. With an overnight stay.
Anything else on the Tacopah? All right, we'll come back up, the Ag Center roof project.
We revisited, like I said, after April the 5th, It was approved, so I'm gonna talk with those guys and set it up.
What
We'll,
about the?
Is that for the
big arena?
That's a different, we
I don't have any
gotta,
update on that.
yeah, we've gotta get the
We gotta speak with the insurance
representative,
agent.
the insurance representative, we hadn't contacted them yet.
What about, didn't they have a change order or something?
For the courthouse.
Concessions thing? No change?
Not yet, I
Not
haven't seen it.
You didn't see it yet, right?
It's coming.
Yeah.
Right. Update on courthouse renovation project?
The only thing we said, we're gonna sign the contract. I finally received it. Y'all approved it at the last meeting. I'll have it for you, and then I'll get the correspondence back to them. And we'll start with the architectural side of it.
Any, have you discussed any time frame with them on when you? would
No,
have
I don't wanna
plans
do
back?
anything until we completed all the paperwork first.
Update on Joe Lamar Street drainage project? As of right now, there's really no update. We're just waiting on the plans and specs so that we can, get the project started. Update on Bertrandville?
Look, y'all don't have the plans for Jordan yet?
No.
No, I actually requested it on 112 immediately after the meeting, still haven't received it. I included you in the email the other day, just so you can see some of the correspondence.
Update on Bertrandville Drainage Canal Project. We discussed that one earlier in the Drainage Committee. I don't know, is there anything else we need to discuss on it?
Yeah, what we're gonna do is I look at the funding that we had for that. Being that the landowner's done some of that project already, it came in a little bit over budget last time. So I'm requesting that they send it out for, put it out for bid. And it should, and hopefully it'll come in within budget. We want to do it in-house.
Using the funding source of the Gomesa non-bond that's already been allocated?
Correct.
Right.
You just want to go back out for rebid.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Pondell. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Is this part of the administration that we did separate with,
I believe it is. We can review that RFQ, but I'm pretty sure it was in there.
okay.
Gerald Street Levy Project?
I did some new marking on the levy, GIS. Y'all went marked it, we marked the levy, you know about?
No, it wasn't
I sure-
GIS.
No, it wasn't GIS.
Not yet.
That'd be, the plan.
DDG, so.
Yeah, they got the job.
Yeah, but it was supposed to go rework for the Corvette, to go back and look at it. I'm gonna call Joe some more. We had marked it, and we moved the line. I don't think nobody ever went and marked the new line. We'll look at it.
So this is gonna be included in the project that we have with DDG.
Okay.
This levy is in there, so I think what we're gonna have to do is make DDG the agent of record for the permit so that they can continue to put it, because
Like I
they
said-
have the engineering RFQ for the levies.
Okay, good.
Okay, you wanna make that motion that we
Motion, sure, yes.
that we notify, DNR that the agent of record for our Gerald Street levy project application is gonna be, DDG.
Second.
I think the court is supposed to come out and mitigate to see if we have to mitigate or not. They want to know whether marked the new line or not.
Sure.
Sure.
So a motion by Mr. Thurn, second by Mr. Pineville, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Update on ring levies in Pierreport Bell River?
Leroy, did you ever reach out to that guy? Richardson? Have you shared that email with us?
From the Corps?
Yes.
No, I have not, because it was supposed to be pursued on parallel paths of having, a small footprint with a reservoir right under the pumps or the levees. We hadn't heard anything, back on that, so, but he's under contract, Sawa's under contract for this one. So he's gonna have to.
Just
provide
seems
that
like it's
information.
getting delayed.
Yeah, it is.
Update on Lee Drive project?
Nothing.
No update. Update on Shelby Shell Beach Boat Landing,
We had it already.
we discussed that under the grants coordinator. Any other questions on that one?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Pine, all in favor? Opposed?
We have to get right away to go and drop that.
Not definitely.
Not right
We can
now.
call, but that's on the road, that's on the
We'll
road.
call to order
We can do that.
our regular meeting of January 24th. Let the record reflect that all members are here except for Mr. Nakam. Please rise for our prayer and pledge. God, who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in his guidance. Amen.
Like,
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment period. At this time, we have public comment for any item on the agenda. Second call, last call. Drainage Committee report, Chairman Ponville.
Yes, sir. The Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon at 4:40. All members are present. We have reappointed Ms. Priscilla Marville and Mr. Gerald Crochet to the Pier Park Bell River Consolidated Drainage District for each two-year term. We discussed the funding sources for the Bertrandville Drainage Canal. And we approved $26,000 from the drainage fund from the quarter. We approved $4,875 to the Plottenville Drainage District. We approved the culvert replacement at 4621 Saturday. We approved the culvert replacement at 140 Pond Drive. We're gonna request, Mr. Sawa to give us the maps and discuss, with Mr. Bro, the Maury Canal project. We approved to send a letter to DOTD, and Mr. LeBlanc is gonna get with DOTD as well to change the culvert out at 3555 Highway 1. We're gonna request Mr. Sawa to give an update with Mr. Fro on the canal, Conshan Canal project to the 398 bridge. Also, we approved the culvert replacement at 104 Walker Lane. We approved $3,000 for pump replacement on South Bay Road, Ward 8. We discussed the drainage issues on Verta Street, Ward 9. We had two deviations for pump rentals in Ward 8 and Ward 9. I present this all in form of a motion.
Mr. Chair, there's a correction. We also approved, a project number 92981, in the amount of 1,000.
You really didn't. You said
We
you were gonna
did?
put it on the next agenda.
Oh, okay, my bad, sorry,
Just pick that one.
my bad, got you, got you.
For the Bertrandville, drainage canal, we're gonna take the allocation away and we're gonna send that project out for bid.
Okay.
Also, want to rescind that motion.
Yes.
Rescind item number 2. Yeah, that one.
got it? Motion?
We're good. Motion by Mr. Ponville,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Finance Committee,
You had two deviations.
I have one.
Finance Committee meeting. Finance Committee met today at 5:10. We approved to pay the list of bills submitted through January 19th, 2024. We reviewed the budget comparison statement for major funds for December 2023, which were included in our last report and amended budget. We approved the floodplain manager to attend the LFMA conference in April in Lafayette in the amount of $800. We discussed the scheduling of the Ag Center repairs and consider approval of a reduced rate for the Ag Center rental for Assumption High FFA. Who's gonna have that as are you gonna reach back out to him, Kim, about the date, or Brian? Who?
I'll reach out back to her.
Okay.
She's been communicating with our office.
Okay. We request approval for substantial completion of the courthouse roof replacement and authorize the president to sign. And we approved and authorized the president to execute an active sale for 144 Oakville Street, Belrose, the undivided adjudicated interest of 20% to the purchaser, Carl Franklin. entertain a motion.
Motion to accept as read.
Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Personnel Committee meeting, Chairman Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 5:19. All members were present except Mr. Nakane. Item number one, we approved to appoint Ms. Carol Oakland to the Library Board of Control. Item number two, we approved to reappoint Mr. Ray Nicholas to the South Central Louisiana Human Service Authority. And item three, we approved Mr. LeBlanc to hire operator and or carpenter. I present this in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Road and Bridge Committee, Chairman Alcorn.
Yeah, Road and Bridge Committee met this afternoon. All members were present. We have one item on the agenda. We approved for the speed bump installation on the application submitted for May Street in Ward One, Rody DeVille Field, Ward One, and also Lakeview Street, Ward Nine. I give you this item in the form of a motion.
A motion by Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering Grants Committee met at 5:30. We received an update on project status and funding sources by Mr. Kevin Dezern of GIS Engineering. We approved for CJ Savoy Consulting Engineers to assist with providing information for the Land and Water Conservation Grant for improvements to DePatie Park in the amount of $1,000. And that was funded by Mr. Carter of Ward 6. We requested an approval of an extension for a Conscient Canal project. Received an update from the grants coordinator where we discussed the Keep Assumption Beautiful trash receptacle grant. We're gonna sign that for the 10 trash cans to be placed at public places throughout the parish. At 2862 Highway 70, Pierreport, 2072 LA 401 in Napoleonville, and 294 Highway 403, Pankerville. We were notified that we received the memorandum of understanding from the state regarding Shell Beach, so that we can move forward with the title opinion. And we're gonna request an extension for the line item appropriation for Gilbert DePatie Park.
That's the only action. Okay, I'll put an extension here for those.
We received an update on the water sector program. We're gonna request an extension to the Water Sector Commission as that program effectively expired 1/14/24 if we don't request the extension. And we received paperwork for LATAP grant, and we will be contacted by DOTD whenever they're ready to have their kickoff meeting. And for LAGAP, the water company requested that we submit for a project for the Clean Water Fund for rehabilitation of the storage towers. And Road and Bridge requested vehicles with the jury's portion of LAGAP. On the Ag Center roof project, we had no new information. We received an update on the Tacapá Landing project. Received an update on the courthouse renovation project. On the Jolimar Street drainage project. We did not have an update. Mr. Savoy, there was a question about the plans for that project. Are you?
Yes, I met with Mr. Blankenship. There were some adjustments that we need to make to the plans. We delivered a set to him, but they are not complete. We're making those adjustments. We expect them to be finished by, I would say, Friday. In fact, they will be done Friday because I'm doing the final review now to make sure that we corrected all the errors that we had. And then I will be sending those over to, Mr. Blankenship, as well as I've gotten in touch with GIS to coordinate. They're gonna handle the advertising. We've drafted everything for them, but they're gonna be handling the administration and the setting of dates.
So we expect those plans Fridays?
Right, yes, sir.
Brian,
And
you
I'll
got a set
copy
of
the jury
plans?
as well.
No. I have one that's not complete.
No,
They're
he does have
uncompleted,
a set
sir.
of plans, but I just said.
They don't have the
they're not-
markups on
they're
it.
error. They didn't have the markups that we made changes.
So by Friday, you're gonna have these plans.
Yes. And I will copy the jury on it to let them know they've been
Please
delivered.
do.
We received an update on Birchfordville Drainage Canal Project. And we're now gonna resubmit that project out for bid. We did not have an update on the Gerald Street levy project. We did not have an update on ring levies in Pierport. We did not have an update on the Lee Drive project. And on Shell Beach Boat Landing, we did receive the memorandum of understanding from the state to move forward with that purchase.
Make a motion.
I get a motion to accept, motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Ponder, all in favor?
Uh,
Opposed?
Question, Mr. Chair. For the LaTap, was that error, ever corrected as pertains to the final, amount that will be awarded for both sides, or they never corrected it? Remember you and I had a conversation about that? I think there was a typo as it pertains to the linear fee on, or there was a price amount where portion of Bell Rose could be and the other portion couldn't be. Was that corrected?
No,
No, it wasn't.
it wasn't. So
It wasn't.
whenever we meet, so the state is handling the consultant for that. And that's what their letter to us this week advises, is that the consultant will get with us and schedule a kickoff meeting with us for that project. So at that time, we'll have to discuss that with them. But we do not have a revised budget for that project.
Mr. Chair, before we, move on, should we request a update on these items that wasn't updated in the regular committee meetings?
Sure, Mr. Southwood, do you have anything to update on Gerald Street, the ring levies in Pierport and or Lee Drive?
Currently, there is nothing new to update on the ring levies, as we did submit the reduced footprint. We are below the 1/10 of an acre as requested by the Corps, but I do not have any response back from them yet. I will continue to follow up, and I'll copy you on any emails or responses I get. Gerald Street levy, they accepted and approved the HMIA study. They are now, they sent us another letter of request, which I forwarded on to you all. They're requesting another smaller study. It's having to do with the operation of the pumps. So we're addressing that now. As soon as that document is complete, I will be forwarding that to DNR as well for their review and approval. As I understand it, I was told by Lorna Putnam, who's the analyst who's handling that permit for DNR, that was kind of the last thing that she needed to continue processing the permit. So I hope to have that by next week. But I will keep you all abreast and informed of any emails or correspondence that I get. Regarding the Corps, we verified with GIS that they did flag and survey the center line according to the new straighter map. We then contacted the Corps to let them know that. They are going to be scheduling a walkthrough, but they said it was not going to be this week because they knew they had the pending weather and so forth. So I am expecting that if weather is good next week, I should hear from them and we'll have somebody out there. But once I have that date from them, I'll let you all know.
Lee Drive?
Lee Drive, there's really nothing new to report at this time. He still has to finish his punch list items. And so once he does that, then we'll go back and do another walkthrough with him and make sure everything gets completed.
What he has left on the punch list items?
Still has some driveways to do that we noted. They're on the punch list. He's aware of them. At the beginning of the year, it was too cold, and end of last year, beginning of this year, Christmas break through New Year's, the asphalt plants had shut down, so he couldn't get asphalt. Then we went into a cold spell of below 40 degrees, so I wasn't letting him pave at that time. Now he's getting asphalt, but he is currently working in the Pankerville and he was in the Bayou Lewis area. So he has his 45 days, so when he swings back around, I expect him to be taking care of those driveways and finishing that up next week. We will contact him and keep you all informed.
They got 45 days
Yes.
remaining.
You're too cold. Yeah. But that's all.
But we did stop, our office stopped him during the cold spell. 17-degree, you know, when you get down in that below the 40s and so forth, we don't want them paving in that temperature. You're not gonna get a good product.
I entertain a motion to accept Engineer Grants Committee meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Introduction of a new ordinance 24-01 to create solar panel development regulations and call for a public hearing.
Just ask that you all table this.
Motion to table. I did read through it, but you table it.
We'll tell you, but let me, just for a matter, for the new jurors, Mr. Bruin, Mr. Patero. We were given a proposed solar panel development regulation. I don't know if you've had a chance to review it yet and comment on it. Just want to make sure that you can so that we can incorporate any comments you may have prior to public hearing. And our public hearing will be, prior to our first February meeting.
Or if y'all, you have to call for it.
Motion-
This is the
or
process
he
to
has to-
introduce
he
it
has
and
to-
call it. So if
You
y'all,
said he has to table it or we're
Well,
gonna?
just table it till he come back.
I mean, he said y'all can have a discussion, but nobody's here to
Let's
answer any
table.
questions.
We're gonna table it. I know he was sent a few
Yeah, just
revisions to it.
Mhm.
But what I'll ask him to do is make sure everybody has a copy of the latest prior to our next meeting so that we can consider it.
There's some folks that's waiting on that. My phone has been ringing. I had no information for them until we come up with the final product.
Request assistance with the removal of debris from tornado on 1/8/2024 at Station 3, 114 Highway 1011, Lavderville Fire Department.
Yeah, they made this request via email from Mr. Trent Knockham, but I think that's kind of goes in conjunction with y'all discussion.
Ask if we want to roll 10 and 11 together.
Right. But Mr. Knockham sent an email requesting.
So let's just, we'll take item 10 first. I spoke to Mr. Nakam about it, and the question that we had was, you know, the way we have our contracts with the fire department, the five fire departments, individual entities, they're quasi-public, but they receive their funding from the parish. And basically seeking jury approval to allow our road and bridge crews, whenever they're cleaning up in the area, to pick up the debris that is the fire station in that area so that we can haul it off, basically using our equipment and manpower to remove the fire department property for the parish. So get a motion to approve that. Motion approved by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Update on the January 8th tornado, Mr. Long?
Yeah, I just wanted to update y'all. So, we had 8 residents that were affected, 2 businesses and the fire department, as we just discussed. The tarps that we had in the warehouse, we issued out to those people who asked for tarps. We no longer have any tarps in the warehouse at this time. Just so the jury understands
Did
that.
you get some from somewhere else?
I cannot request it through GOSEP unless we have a state of emergency. In dire need, I can reach out to some of the surrounding parishes, but we're at their discretion. I've already had a couple of parishes ask if we need anything. So in the event we have some type of a storm, I'll reach out to Ascension or Terrebonne or Lafourche, see if we can get our hands on it. I can't promise you this, I can only ask, but I'll keep you abreast. When I was hired, we had 2.5 pallets of tarps. Because of the hailstorm last year and the tornado this year, that exhausted what we had.
Any idea on what we had?
Well, we gave LaFourche with the storm, I think they sent a whole 18-wheeler.
Can you go ahead and reach out to the surrounding parishes and see, and request a pallet?
Yeah,
And see if we
I'll
can get
reach
some,
out
'cause
to.
we need someone stand by here
Something.
in case we have something.
Platinum, I'll call Platinum for you. There we go.
All right, I'll reach out to Ascension and Lafourche and
Yeah,
Turbo.
see if
I
there's
got a
anything
meeting.
you can do, just so we're in a good, decent position
You know, and bear in
before
mind, that-
hurricane season
well,
comes.
those tarps were meant for hurricane season,
Right.
not for these small storms. And the problem being during hurricane season, the Walmarts and these stores are physically closed, and that's what those tarps were to be used for. These stores were not closed during a hailstorm and a tornado, but the jury decided to help out the
Yeah,
residents.
that's fine. Like I said,
Absolutely.
the parents, neighbor parent may have some stores.
I mean, and there again, we're at their discretion. We'll reach out and ask,
Even if you get a few from each other.
I'm gonna make a call to Evan do tomorrow.
and I'll reach out to Ascension and Lafourche and Terrebonne. I'll be, I have a meeting with Lafourche and Terrebonne will be at that meeting tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be at a cybersecurity workshop, so I'll talk to them tomorrow on that. It's not a problem. So, we had DLC actually come in and give us a rough estimate on how much debris. And they came up with 5,000 cubic yards. And, the pickup, my understanding is from the jury from last meeting that the parish is gonna be using their own assets to pick up that debris and use that landfill that we have. He's
Staging area.
working closely with DEQ with the Ezekiel site. I'll tell you that the new GOSEP director that was appointed by the governor reached out to me right after that incident, and, whatever he can do to assist us, he'd be more than happy. He called me this morning, and, if y'all would like to meet with him, or if the president would like to meet with him, he'd be more than happy to meet with y'all. It's up to y'all. So that's
Build
just,
a relationship with them.
I have a relationship with Jacques.
Good,
We served
Good.
together in the guard,
good.
so
Good.
Jacques' a good friend.
Good.
What about for the debris pickup?
That, we coming up with a date probably middle of next week. I gotta give DQ a 5-day notice, and once this rain pass through, and once our staging area gets dry, probably Tuesday, Wednesday next week, we'll start picking up. We'll pick up, vegetative debris first, and then we'll pick up C&D second. But I made a pass again today, and there's just still some people that doesn't have all their stuff by the roadway. And I hate, and
Let's try to put a memo out there
Correct,
to have
because
it.
you hate to have to keep going back and back, and then you go 6 months later, somebody else puts a trailer, but, and it's just a lot of old people, Jamie, that just not getting stuff by the road. I mean, but probably Tuesday, I'll get with Justin tomorrow, and we'll put out a memo or something.
We'll put something on the Facebook page, we'll just put something on the Facebook page, and I'll get Ann to reach out to, our distribution list, letting everybody know.
So DEQ did issue the permit to allow us to use the
Correct.
the transfer
Incinerator?
site.
Did-
What about the incinerator? Is that,
That is correct.
Good,
We utilize
good.
also.
okay.
We ran it already, it's ready to go.
Good, good. Be the first time we using it, huh?
No, we've used it before.
Okay.
We haven't used it in a while, but
Anything, any other?
that's all
Okay,
I have as it pertains to that.
Okay. Update on severe winter weather. In the Assumption Parish state of emergency.
So, I mean, this is the week afterwards, we were bid last week, we didn't have a state of emergency, we went back in and declared a state of emergency after the fact on the tornado, as we were advised by the GOSEP director. So we got with Mr. Blanchard, and, we did a state of emergency anticipating if the event that something happened. I put out all the various emails to the, that we were getting from the National Weather Service, from GOSEP, and the SITREP reports to the police jury, and various other entities, the first responders, the sheriff, the fire chiefs. We were blessed to the point we did not have any severe events in that aspect, but I feel that we were more than well prepared. Subject to your questions or your suggestions of how we can improve, I'd be more than happy to do whatever we need to do.
We, touching base on that, I got Mr. Blankenship to order us a salt dog. Because we had to go apply sand on both the bridges on highway, at the spur and on by LeBlanc Brothers, and that takes a little time with putting the sand down and spreading it with a piece of machinery. We were able to purchase a salt dog. We didn't get it yet for under $2,000, and we're gonna get the salt. So from now on, we're just gonna start applying salt. You can do it in 5 minutes compared to, taking an hour and a half to put the material down on the bridge.
And how many people is it gonna take for you to use
One
the salt?
person.
One person to do the salt dog? How many
So
people
I
could
went
you
under
do
the road and
sand?
bridge account and just purchased us a salt dog. The state has an assault, the state had it, just plugs into the back of the receiver hitch.
Yeah.
You run the wire into the cab of the truck, off with a little broadcaster. We can get the salt for cheap, and we're gonna go that route.
And, on that note, I had a conversation with the sheriff and he wanted to recognize you and your department for your quick response and getting that sand on the bridges to keep the
It'll
roads
be
open.
quicker next time, because we're gonna take care of this problem.
Thank you. And, the only other thing I have, I know we had the phone conference
Yes, I wanted to talk about the
in that
telephone.
event, but, I think there are other agencies that we had involved before, like post-storms and stuff, you know, the hospital. And I think there's a bigger list of affected people basically in the parish that I want to make sure whenever we have those conferences, we include all these other agencies,
I'll double
water
check what was
company
done.
and so forth.
I'll double check what was done. And the reason why we had that conference call was, GOSUP had their conference call an hour prior to. So I wanted to put out the most up-to-date information that we would receive.
Sure.
But I'll double check to see who was on those previous conference calls.
Any other info on the winter weather? All right, thank you. Update and request clarification on the Assumption Utility Reconciliation Inspection Report that South Central Planning Development Commission performed.
All right, so we finally received a spreadsheet from South Central Planning. It took 3 weeks and realizing that this fell during Christmas and New Year's and such. So we received their spreadsheet. We cleaned up their spreadsheet so we can do a better sort on that. So I sent this out to each of the jurors for y'all to look at. Now, we had to break down the addresses. So there were 9 different cities, if you want to call them cities. So we broke them down in an Excel spreadsheet and they're tabbed on the bottom. Belrose, Donaldsonville, Clarksville, Lavertyville, Morgan City, Napoleonville, Penkerville, Pierport, and Platinville, based off the addresses that they had come up with. So, and then we were able to sort it by street number and street name. I'm not sure where we go from here now. I need some clarification from the jury, what to do, what we would like to do, and what's the anticipated results.
Should the jury send out a letter,
What, send out a letter to who?
or should the waterworks send out a letter
To what?
to these addresses?
And what?
I don't know if we need to send out a letter, this is just my opinion, and wait for the resident to bring their account up to compliance. I think if we can justify and prove that they are connected to the service and they're not paying, Waterworks can be instructed to adjust their
And I
account.
agree with Kim. So what happens if you send out a letter and they
And they
don't
just ignore
respond? What are you gonna do? Why you wanna incur that
Someone gonna
cost?
go out?
We have to work with the Waterworks to start off with. I think we do have to work with them in the end. But there's got to be some kind of verification based on all these sites because Mike's chicken coop is on there. So obviously not everything is right.
Yeah, I'm on there, open lot with meter high one time on the butter property. The meter's gone, but I'm still. I'm
Yeah,
on
we
the
still need
list.
to clean it up.
Right, so that list, I guess you can say, yes, every site's gonna have to be,
Yeah,
Okay.
which is
So,
why we hit
So we-
Carol would be a better
we
choice.
get some jurors to meet with the waterwork and come up with a plan there, or how y'all, we gotta move forward. I'm ready to move forward.
I think the only way we approach the waterworks is to verify if they have a meter or not.
Yeah,
Other than that,
we
I
gotta
don't
do
think they
site
have any
visits first.
responsibility.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be our duty to go out and do site visits?
Mhm. It's our money we trying to capture.
Now, bear in mind, we're gonna have the same problem that South Central Planning has. We could send somebody out and do site visits. We can't go in their residence and such, and that's basically what they told you, same thing.
Well, you're not going in the residence, but you ought to be able to approach a lot and see if it's vacated, empty, a
Yeah,
chicken
you can
coop,
tell, yeah.
you know, somebody living there versus not on,
You know, on your spreadsheet, you've
80%.
got unknown, uninhabitable, and habitable. So I'm not sure
You
if
can tell.
they provided the information that you would request it.
So at this time, Paul, I think Nikki reviews an address whenever there's a question that comes in, is that?
I usually go and make that assessment. If there's a structure that has the ability to generate trash, you get in charge. If there's no structure on the property, then we'll give you a variance, and that means no structure. Like you have a garden and you have a garden and you water in your garden with a meter, yeah, you don't have to pay trash. But if you have a structure, whether it be any type of shed, anything, and it can generate trash, you're gonna pay. I don't give grant or variance for that. So, I'll give them Ms. Carroll, and it's gonna be a little process, but we can come up with a system where we just have to go to, it's got to be to every address, and just go and see if they.
But the nice thing is, we got it broken down a little bit better by area, so they're not jumping from one side of the parish to the other side of the parish.
And I think I think the jury understands, it's a daunting task with the
Yeah.
number that we have on there. You know, and if we look at trying to knock out, you know, maybe 20 or 30 a month or something.
Well,
Even if you have more than some of your areas, just make a little more.
Yeah, I mean, he provided the list for each area, so if y'all can,
around.
if y'all can inspect your own areas, then that alleviates
That would
us
definitely
having to
help
go.
us out.
And we don't have to wait till the whole report is done. If Jamie takes care of his area and you get that to me, then I can go meet with BJ and we can come up with a plan for that group, and then the rest will be faster, because we'll know what our process
Now,
is.
it's not broke down by police jury wards or districts,
What else, addresses?
but it's broke down by addresses, and like Pierport's all grouped together, but you should recognize the street names in your ward.
And I spoke with BJ, and he is more than willing to work with us and then provide staff to assist.
Okay, and so we're gonna report that information back to you,
If
and
you don't have a problem with that, yeah, that's not a problem. I can group that, you know, I can
any ones that
highlight
we
that on the
flag as having
spreadsheet.
questions, maybe we can ask Paul to review those individually if we can't make
Yeah, we can make assessments.
An
I'll get with
easy
Sean on the
determination
water
on it, I
plant,
guess.
and we can go make a.
cut his list down.
Yeah, I'll keep up with the master spreadsheet. Cause all of y'all work in different areas. And then anything, questions come up, we'll get with Paul and Carol to follow up on that.
And then whatever we get
And
from
once
that,
we get,
I can take to BJ or, you know, the two of us or something.
so, all right, so I think we got a plan. That's
No,
all,
sure,
that's
but-
all I needed was
You
clarification.
don't remember what day you sent that email?
I sent that, well, right after, South Central Plan, the email to y'all,
Yeah.
I can give you the date.
With the updated.
Yeah, that was last week, but I'll give you the date, that's not a problem. In the future, when I make statements like that, I'll have a copy of the email, that's not a problem. But I'll follow up and give you the date.
Item
And if you want me
14,
to resend the spreadsheet, I'd be happy to.
Resend.
discuss adopting a lease court into the parish system.
Cable?
We'll table that item. Discuss and review the 2024 list of committees. Bro?
Yes, I wasn't approached before becoming a member, what committees I wanted to be on. And it seems though this is railroaded, and, I was employed being on a few more committees, and I wasn't given an opportunity. At this time, I would like to request you all putting me on 3 of them. Drainage, road and bridge, and engineering, and the grants. And I don't know if there's a possibility to have this, do you need just 5 members on each committee, or can you have 6?
Well, I think we can have more, Ms. Torres had asked us that we limit it to 5 for each committee, just for the fact that if we have the full jury sitting on the committee, what's the need for having the committees? You know, to have the committee small so that they can work through those issues that need to appear on that, agenda, rather than having the full jury sit on each committee. So I was just trying to honor her request and reducing it to 5.
And if I can add to that, if we have some meetings that need to be held for a committee, the larger the members we have to worry about the sunshine laws. We can't have a quorum. So if we have a committee of 9 and we have 5 jurors show up, we are in violation of sunshine laws. We then have to have a real meeting. So that's the issue as well with the number of members on the committee. That's why the smaller number is better. That way, you know, chances are not all 5 would come to a meeting during the day. If 3 or 4 come, we're not in violation of those sunshine laws.
Well, I
At
wasn't
5
given
we
an
are.
opportunity.
5 we are,
even
everybody.
request, without request, to be on those 3 committees.
All right, any thoughts? Do we expand to 6 on those committees, or do you want to keep it to 5? See if someone wants to step down from a committee? To allow Mr. Bro to be part of it?
Which one you want, the drainage, whatever?
Drainage, road and bridge, and engineering.
Road and bridge, I'll step. You can take road and bridge.
You take a little bit too, you want?
Michael Mark.
Mike. Which one?
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
I'll get off. You get-
Some people have a lot of, you know, all I have is two,
that's fine.
that I'm pointing out.
You could take, my spot on Road and Bridge.
Okay.
All right.
How about I, you want something? Over here, what we talking?
Go to 8.
What we talking?
Myron, you want to stay on engineering?
Yes,
So I hate to take anybody off of it when they're on, you know.
I'm only on one, so I'm gonna hold there.
I know we all got drainage issues, but the people that's on the
I have
drain,
a
they
lot
got
of them.
major issues.
Yeah.
And he got a major issue.
85
What's
percent
going
of the
on,
water
so I
is
mean-
problem.
I mean, everybody on here got major issues on drainage, you know, so they do all serve the purpose to be there. And he got a major drainage issue going on too as well.
Let's see what you got.
So engineering grants, is there anyone that wants to step down? Fill out Mr. Bro in?
How you got on? I wanna get up now.
Was that?
How you got on? I don't get off.
When you're willing to get off a road and bridge? Would y'all want to expand engineering grants to 6? To line up part of the committee?
Just add him on there. Just add him.
I'll give up my spot on engineering. I'm gonna still say what I wanna say though.
All right, so Mr. Bro will replace Jamie on engineering grants.
All y'all got problems. Well, you don't have it as bad, but all the other ones
You
got
got,
it
you
bad.
got, you got two of them.
Oh, you in the back, you're going back there, yeah, so you right there with him, right?
You got on two more, so that's good. We're getting two more.
Well, he got just as much drainage issues as you got.
More.
That's why he wanted to get on.
But you're not prohibited from
I
participating
know,
in there.
but I would like to have a vote.
You wanna have a vote on it.
For my problem.
You gotta vote on on it. You gotta vote on
Not on the committee.
it. Yes, sir, you do. You got drainage problems, you gotta vote on it.
I would like to be on the committee.
Anyone have a problem adding a 6th person to the drainage committee?
That'd be the only one out of 6. It's a drainage. That's fine.
All right.
Now, how we break a tie?
Huh?
In the regular
In
meeting?
a regular
I'll
meeting.
abstain from
You got
voting
9.
to break the tie.
I'm good, we good.
All right, I have a motion to accept the committee appointments, as discussed.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
I had those 3.
Yeah, you go.
Yes. Item 16, authorize president to sign 504 assurance as it relates to federal funding authorities.
Yes, this is a requirement for federal funding, and we needed to have a updated 504 assurance.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Pineville,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of an occupational license for Fast Track Energy Services, Houston, Texas. Columns Roll-Off Services, Calum's Roll-Off Services, and Sacred Heart Atelier, LLC,
Sacred Art.
Sacred Arbitrary.
Sacred Art Atelier. Motion to approve, Mr. Diaz,
Solar panel?
second,
Solar panel?
Seconds.
second by Mr. Bro. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of the following liquor license application, Jude Conscient, 310 Bruley Road, Laverdville.
So move.
Doing business as Friends of Laverdville Community, Ward 2. Motion by Mr. Bro,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Any other business? Motion to adjourn by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, we'll do it later tonight. This is pretty quickly tonight.
Yeah,
And